Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin Nowell, and today I am going to be showing you my round one match in the Danish UBC tournament that happened this year over in Copenhagen. I was there just to do commentary for the Nordic Open, but as the UBC tournament started, they only had 7 players and they needed an 8th. They asked me if I wanted to play. I agreed, and I screen recorded all of my matches. I'm going to be showing you all 7 of them. Today is my round 1 match versus UK's very own Oliver Squire, obviously a very, very strong and accomplished player, winning almost every super jackpot that he enters. But today he has to play me, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's it. So if you haven't yet, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if anyone is interested in backgammon lessons with me, Justin Nowell, please feel free to send me an email at justin@backgammonuniversity.com. And let's begin. Let's go. All right, so we're playing a 7-point match, the 5-1 splits. The double threes should, of course, just secure an advanced anchor and come down. The 3-1 makes this. This 5-3, it's actually incorrect to make the 5-point. I should have made the 3-point because this leaves shots with 5-3 and 2-6 and 6-3 and double threes. So there are times, of course, when it is wrong to make the 5, which I see now. This 4-2 is difficult, of course. And this 5-1 gets to hit and just plays 6-5. Seems pretty reasonable. The 4-6 is an amazing shot that hits me back. I also hit back. 2-6, I'm feeling good again, like I'm doing okay. Because the 2-6 is not a particularly great entering number. That's not an anchor he really wants. 6-4 ends up just making the 4-point, and 4-3 gets to hit me. And if I can roll a 4, I think I'm doing pretty good. Playing these online qualifiers, like sitting next to your opponent on a computer, is fine. I enjoy it. It's not bad. It's definitely a lot faster than playing over the board. The time control ends up being a bit quicker. 4, and I come down. I can see it's better to come out. My idea was to try to make the bar, but I guess I'm stripping the midpoint, which is something I need to focus on a bit better. This 6-3, I could point on the guy, but I feel like I gain a bit more by making the 18-point. And they come out. This 6-2 doesn't really do much. I just play behind. I'm not looking to leave any shots right now. Yeah, 6-5, of course, he's thinking about like coming out and coming down as an option. But that ends up being a bit much. And here with double threes, I'm doing really good now. I'm looking at the pip count and I can see that I'm up, a ton. All I have to do is clear the 15 to come home. So I double, up 28 pips apparently, maybe more. Yeah, more, like, what is this, 38 pips. So I double, The 15-point might be hard to clear, though. White structure's pretty good. So I can see the take here. I turn the sound effects on because I'm wearing headphones, and I want to be able to hear the game sounds. Because, I might get into time trouble. Double 6, how rude. I just doubled because of the race, and now I'm not, even up much at all. Double 4s, though. I'm feeling really, really, really happy now. So I come around, and I bring the checker in, which is only wrong by 0.003. I'm thinking I probably have enough time to clear the 11-point just the way it is. But after my first roll was a 6, I'm starting to feel like, oh man, Am I going to have a hard time clearing the 11 point? Maybe I should have made another play on my inner board to give myself a bit more time to roll a number to jump over the 9. And he's rolling, and I roll 6-1, of course, and he rolls an ace, and just a little bit sick about it. I'm allowed to be missed, but I am not missed. And since Oliver can win using the cube here, and my board is so strong, it's not in his best interest to give me the 1-6 from the roof, because I think he can double, and I'm supposed to pass in most variations. So giving the 1-6 ends up being a pretty sizable error. But then he plays on, and I'm not sure about the play on, because how many gammons do you really win, you know? I'm not even closed out. It's only one checker. You know, you really don't win more than, 3% gammons in this spot? So he doubles here, of course, and I'm hating my life. I'm thinking, I'm just going to roll boxes. But then I realize I'm probably not going to just roll that, and so I pass. Because despite me being up a bit in the race, he just has numbers that are going to point on me, or I'm just not going to roll a 6 and my board is going to break and he's going to start attacking me loose, and these things aren't going to be good. So the 5-2 splits. 4-2, of course, should just make the 4 point. The 6-4 could make the outside anchor, but of course I'm going to hit, and he hits me back, and I enter low and play down because any other ace would leave a shot. This makes the 9. And this 5-3, I should have just slotted the 5 point here. I see the play, and when I was playing a match in New York this year in my doubles match, I actually made this play of slotting the 5. And a very similar spot, it's also on my channel, I think the previous video to this one, and I found it and made it correctly. And here I see it, but I don't know if it's just because I can see the pip count and normally I can't, but I didn't want to get hit being up this much in the race, so I decided against it. So this might be a spot where knowing the pip count as I'm playing kind of tricked me into making an incorrect play, where I think I would have naturally just slotted the 5 point, because there is no other constructive thing to do. And Oliver's thinking about doubling me, but he's down in the race. I'm not on the roof. He does have 10 checkers in the zone, but he does have 3 guys back. So I don't... And he is trailing. But he is up in the match score as well. So I think he's not really incentivized to turn the cube in a spot where he's not a ridiculous favorite, even though, of course, he is a favorite in this game. You know, if the match scores were different or it were an even score, it might make it closer, but here I just don't see the upside for him. But he rolls double 6, and so, of course, he makes the 3 and then the 2 point, and then he thinks about the last one, in which case he should probably just come out, I think. And I fan, and now he's playing on because I fanned, and there's 10 checkers in the zone, and everyone is really well positioned, and he just wins a bunch of gammons here now. And my board is not particularly strong, and I don't roll a 5, and now he gets to cover, and I get to just sit here. And the worst thing about spots like this in a PR tournament, PR meaning performance rating, where whoever has the better PR also gets an additional point, is Oliver gets a bunch of decisions here. So I don't know if you know this, but your entire sum of errors in a match is kind of divided by your number of decisions. So by sitting on the roof and not entering, I'm not getting the opportunity to gain decisions to kind of work down my performance rating by gaining extra, essentially easy decisions, right? Which is what this kind of position is. You're just, covering the ace point, hitting on the 1 point, coming around. For a player like Oliver, this, game plan is super simple and something he's going to play at almost a 0, right? So gaining all of these decisions is helping him work his PR down, right? If you're playing at a 3, all of a sudden you're playing at a 2, maybe you're playing at like a 1 now, just based on all of the decisions. And where I'm just sitting on the roof, if I made any mistakes during this part of the match, I don't have the opportunity to gain extra decisions to work that down at all, right? It just kind of sits there static until the game is over. And this is like worst case scenario in a PR tournament where, your opponent is likely to have made very little or no mistakes and they get to work it down. And if you made any mistakes, you don't have the opportunity to work it down at all. So in short matches like this, there's a high volatility rate when it comes to your overall PR, because you might be in a spot like this where you just don't get to work it down, right? So I'm just trying to enter, and Oliver's not getting decisions for 2 large numbers, but he gets decisions for a number with a small number here because he has the choice to play it. And you'll notice now I'm keeping a checker in my opponent's home board quadrant because, in a PR tournament, I gain a decision even though I'm losing a gammon for sure, because I could lose a backgammon here if I keep my checker in my opponent's home board. So I'm just staying there until he has 4 or fewer checkers, and then I decide to leave because I'm able to gain a few decisions by staying, which is just like a quirk of the system that everybody knows and uses in these situations. And 2-1 hits and splits, just normal, and I hit and come down. Apparently I should come out, and 2-6 just goes to the 18, I think. 13-7 is also a viable option. Both plays kind of aren't great either way. 4-away, 7-away is one of these special scores where, it functions as if, my opponent just won a gammon. It's 3-away, 7-away right now. I'm trailing by a bunch in the match. I need to make up a deficit. And so I'm looking for any reason to double. And so you see me stopping in these spots that don't really look like much. And I'm thinking about a cube because I know these are special circumstances at this 3-away, 7-away score where he's up 4 and I have nothing. And so I'm just looking for spots to double. And I'm like, is this a cube? Like, how many gammons are possible here, right? And double 4s. I missed a small cube here, and I make the 7. And he enters with double 5s and gets to hit me and come down. And now I'm like, okay, well, he's got 3 checkers back behind much better structure. Even though I'm on the roof, this isn't going to be an easy game for him. And so I double, but this is a knowledge of the score and it being like a very special score situation. The 3-away, 7-away. I roll double 4s and I'm like, oh, okay, so I can't anchor. Like, what is my game plan? What should I be doing at the score? Well, I want to even the score, so playing for a gammon seems reasonable when I have the better board like this. So I hit on the 1 point, he fans, I cover, he enters and lifts the checker, which is very strong because he really does not want to lose a gammon here, of course. And I should have stepped up. Now he gets to, oh, he doesn't even hit. Wow. Okay. I probably would have hit. Um, Probably would have come out and hit, but just playing 2 down was better. So 2-1, I look at making the 5. This seems not so great because I'm still trapped on the 24. So I step up all the way, which is almost tied with stepping up with the 2 and playing the ace somewhere else. He hits me with a 4-1. 4-3, okay, I'm anchored. And where's my 3? I see I could play 11-8, but like I really don't want to get hit. So I decide on 6-3, which stinks, but at least it doesn't jeopardize or compromise my racing lead. And I play double 3s now, and I realize that like this number's awful, and like what am I going to do? Am I going to just start putting checkers on the 1 point here, you know? And I start looking at stuff like this and I'm like, oh, this just looks so bad. I can't even do this. So I just have to play for the future. I do this just hoping I'm missed, right? He's up in the match. He can't just give me a recube here, right? So I slot the point hoping that I get to make it. And I do roll a 6-1. Like this is one of my best numbers. I get to hop out and make it, giving me my 5-point board again. And now he has to be pretty careful with how he proceeds. So I'm glad I didn't kill these checkers and put them out of play and just kind of kept them working, which is something we should all strive to do. And Oliver finds the best play of hitting and making the deuce point. And I roll 4-6, which comes in and out, which is fantastic. And now I roll this 4-1. And I'm like, oh, I know I have to volunteer. Because what's the option? Breaking my board? And I've been often quoted as saying I only break my board in karate class, and which is true in like most situations, or I just hate breaking my board. And so I just am trying to calculate the best way to volunteer. And I'm counting shots and I'm looking at like what indirect numbers hit, what direct numbers hit, and trying to calculate like the best way to leave a shot here, because I've basically decided now that I'm going to leave one. I might look at not leaving one in the future, and every time I look at it, it looks awful. I feel like my 5-point board is the only asset I have in this position. And the way I think about it sometimes is I go, okay, so let's say I do break my board, which is the only play that doesn't leave a shot right now. Like, what am I going to do on my next roll? You know, it's not like I'm just going to roll double 6s or double 5s next roll or something to just bring this home next roll, right? Like, I'm likely to roll something that is very similar to the number I have now, or I'm going to leave a shot, and then they could hit it, and I don't even have the board as my asset in the future, right? Because I broke it just a roll prior. So it's very important to try to keep your permanent assets in this game. And, you know, there are times, obviously, where it would be incorrect to, like, leave a shot like this. But White is going to be holding the 13 point for a while. They have spare checkers to play with, right? And my position is just getting worse, and White's position is just getting better, right? So that's usually when it's the correct time to volunteer a shot. If their position is only getting better and mine's only getting worse, what am I waiting for? You know, it might be one thing if they were running out of timing and maybe the 13 point on the very next roll was like guaranteed to be broken. Maybe I could wait then. But here they have 3 checkers on the outside, like besides the 2 checkers that are on their midpoint. So I just don't feel like I can do it. And it's a good thing I don't, because breaking the 5, as we can see, is a big blunder. I just found the incorrect way to volunteer. but it ended up being just a minor mistake instead of a mega blunder. And that's just understanding of the ideas behind these sorts of pay now or pay later situations. And a lot of them come down to timing. Timing is the key to a lot of these situations. So just watch me struggle for another minute longer. You can see I'm just killing a bunch of time in this decision. I realize that this is like a really big spot and I don't want to mess it up. And since it's a PR competition, I want to be correct so bad. So I'm happy I decided on volunteering. I found the incorrect way to volunteer, but at least I didn't blunder it. I get hit with double ones, which is annoying, of course. And Oliver, not wanting to get hit back, correctly plays 8-7. So he doesn't get hit back with a 5-3. But he's thinking about it. I used up so much time on that last decision. I realized it's really critical. And so I felt like it was okay to use the time, and I'm using my fingers and I'm counting the shots and trying to minimize the chance I get hit. But, what are you going to do? So 3-4, and of course this leaves a shot. Like, please don't roll a 5. 6-3 can't hit me. This is like fantastic. And now I roll double 5s and I'm like hooting and hollering in my head until I realize that, like, oh my goodness, I have one more, like I have to put it back. I'm like, wait, I have to leave a shot after this number? Because when I do this, I have no more 5s to play except for 6-1. Ugh, makes me sick. I have no choice. And then he rolls the 4. And then he gets the angry face. Arrgh, I'm mad. Not really. I'm just like laughing on the inside how ridiculous this is. I'm getting all these like tough decisions and I roll a 4. Easy peasy, So Oliver correctly plays 10-6 here. Of course, it gives up coverage over 3-5 and 3-6, but he gains on some of these 1-4, 1-5, 1-6, 3-4, where he gets shots again. Oliver's sitting right next to me. I'm like, argh. He's like just laughing, of course, because everything is easy. You roll the 4, you hit it. It's just, it's so sick. But it's a game like this. Like, what are you gonna do? You just roll the numbers and you play the numbers you're given to the best of your ability. And he has me closed out, and now this guy is going to try to gammon me for the match after he was dead. After my double 5s. Apparently not. Whatever. 6-1. And in these spots, he's looking to just not leave a shot with double 6. So, that's why he plays down in 6-5 here, right? So he plays down, and the reason why he plays 6-5 is if he rolls double 6s, he doesn't leave a shot. Whereas if he played some other miscellaneous ace, he would have left a shot with double 6s. He does this, and now I think he redoubles if I remember correctly. He does redouble because he knows that I can't take. I mean, look at my winning chances here. I win 1.5%. And even though he's redoubling me, and now he's at Crawford, and I'm at 7 away, I don't get enough for the take. So I pass. And now we're at Crawford, 7 away, and I'm not happy. Rolls 3-1. Of course, I make the 5. He rolls 6-4. He makes the deuce point. I play this. I think it's a bit more flexible, even though it leaves shots. 13-8 was better. 6-3 is not ideal. So I'm like, okay, what way can I play this where everything kind of stays in front of his anchor? I don't love splitting against the opponent's made 2-point because that's generally blitzing structure when they have the 2-point made and he has an extra checker on the bar. But anything else I feel like doesn't really accomplish the objective of the game. And I realized that I can't lose a gammon here anyway, so I can't really be afraid of their blitzing structure in the normal way I would be. Even though they roll 6-1 and I roll double 6, and of course he gets one of these again because he deserves it. How dare I roll double 6s after he rolls 6-1? And he plays 13-7, but this is like a closeout win a gammon sort of play, where at the score for him, just winning the race is the important bit. And 2-4, obviously I can't just make the 4 and let him escape, so I have to hit to try to keep him from escaping. He hits me back, and I fan with double 2s. Arrgh, how dare I fan. He rolls 3-2 and makes the point. I roll 4-5, and if I play down, of course, he can escape and just pick up these checkers, so I have to hit him. He rolls 1-6. And now I'm like, what should I do here? I know the best play now is to make the 4 and make the 9. Make the priming structure because this is better for winning. But I end up making a blunder here because after I make the 4-point, I'm just overly concerned with the single checker back escaping. So I go to attack, which is wrong. I should have just primed, especially at the score. And then I got hit back with 2-5, and then I hit back, and then he hit me. And now I'm in this spot again where I've got 5 checkers back, and I'm down 61 pips in the race. And this 5-3 is almost forced to hit. Trying to find a way to not hit, right? But just feels like it's better to just go ahead and hit because you're just putting 5 checkers on the other point. Okay, double 4s. I like this. I get to come out and establish an outside point, which is nice. And this 4-3 picks up the checker and covers. And this 3-5, I'm just coming around. I'm now going to try to attempt to rebuild my prime if I can. This 5-1 doesn't move. 2-1, I do this because I don't want to leave a blot in my board. Just in case, another one, just in case I end up getting a shot this roll. And 5-4 is finally a bad number. And double 2s, okay. So I'd love to be able to make the 4-point, but then I have another one to play. And I don't want to leave a shot because then that would make his life so much easier getting home if he were to hit it. And I'm afraid that he'd hit it. And because he's getting ready to come home, I want to be ready for a shot. So even though I don't like covering the 1-point in this situation, I just feel like if I get a shot and I get hit back, it's going to be devastating. So I decided to just cover the 1 here, which makes it harder for me to prime later on. And 6-5, I am looking at this running play because it allows me to keep the 7-point because I don't want to leave a blot in my board, but I don't end up doing it because I'm afraid of double 1s or double 2s or something. And now I get a shot with 5-3 because, look, he has to volunteer, and now I hit. And there's this blot in my board, but he fans. And 4-1, I just cover. And 4-3 just hops out, of course. He comes right in. And double fives, okay, so I hit and I come out and I see that I can make the 7-point. But I choose to not do it because I don't want to get hit with like 3-1 either. And I almost make a massive blunder here. Whoop! But I see that I can close the point, and now I'm hoping I could finally win a game. Please let me win a game. Please let me win a game. I'm just happy to not be shut out. Please don't let me get shut out here. And now he's upset. Yeah, that's right. That's what it feels like. This is what it feels like. I'm just kidding. Oliver and I are friends. I'd love to see it when he succeeds. Just not against me. Just not against me. No, I'm kidding. 3-2. Since I'm not really, overly concerned about like winning a gammon here, I just want to win the game. I'm just trying to make the safer plays. And he enters, and now I'm afraid I'm going to lose the race, even though it says he only wins 7% of the time. I feel like now is that 7%. So I need big numbers, and he needs to roll small in order for me to breathe easy. He rolls 5-2, I roll 4-2, he rolls 4-1, I roll 6-2, he rolls double 6. Oh, come on, leave me alone. And now he rolls 5-4, and I roll double 4s. Thank goodness. Let's go. Let's go, not shut out. Let's make a comeback. 2-1, I slot, of course, and I get smashed with double 4s. Just when I thought I was going to win. 4-1. And I do this. I don't do the other split in the background because I don't want to be closed out. And if I keep my 1-point anchor, I can't be closed out. Now, I mean, obviously I could just double here. We're post Crawford now. But the question of like, what do I gain from giving him the cube when the take is so easy is my real question. Or maybe I can double him later when there's like a real decision for him to take or pass. I'm 6 away. He has a free drop at the score, but he's a favorite, right? So he's going to take, and you'll see I'm not losing any equity in the decisions of whether or not I double or don't double. He, of course, takes because he has to. And now I just make the outside prime. I could have played down and come out with the 5, which I see is better. I also notice it's better now. I just didn't see it at the time. And double 2s, I make the more advanced anchor and cover, which is the second best play. Apparently they wanted me to block the 11-point and cover later because that's the one that is keeping white from leaving. If they roll double 6s, there's a massive swing there. 4-3 makes the 3-point, and 6-4 makes a heavy 2-point. So I'm feeling pretty good now. I feel like I have an edge after this play. And double 4s. So, okay, so I come out and I make the blocking structure in front of him and pray he doesn't roll double 3s. He rolls double 2s, which is great. It allows him to come out past my structure a bit and down. And now I roll 3-2, so I'm just going to start the 5-point. He rolls 5-3, which safeties the checkers on the 14. And now I roll 5-2, and I'm like, okay, do I come out is my question. Do I come out so he can't hit me? And I'm like, no, I just need to keep the structure and make the board. Keep the structure, make the board. Just make the board, just keep things the way they are, have him come to you, and when you get the shot, your board will be superior, and you'll win this way. And here I was so thinking about coming out the roll before that I came out this roll incorrectly. I was afraid of being picked and passed with 1s 1-3, 1-4, stuff like that, essentially. So I made an incorrect play there. And 5-2. He's still trying to not leave a shot. I'm trying to get a shot and crush him. 5-2 just makes the 1 point. Okay, now I'm really ready. And 6-3. I get a shot. And his board is busted. I'm feeling good. I play the 3 here, and I'm looking for the deuce. And I'm like, do I give him all the extra shots? Or do I just come down? I should have played 5-3. And now I have 3-2. I'm still leaving all the shots there. I want the other guy so bad just to get the gammons here. But I roll a number that's too big. And now I can't play for the second checker, which eliminates my ability to win a gammon by a bunch. And this 6-3 is a bit awkward, but okay. And then he rolls 2-6. And since he doesn't lose many gammons here, he should just stay. And now I have a 4-2 to play. And the best play is hitting on the deuce point and taking off, which wins more games and more gammons. I miss it. I go to make the actual point. And I get to, but I leave a shot on the 5. And of course he rolls a 5. And now I'm crying again. I'm not happy. And now I fan on this nothing board. And 4-6 comes around. He only gets hit with 5-3 and double 5s. So it's pretty safe. I roll 5-6 though. So now I'm doing pretty good in the race. And he crosses over twice. I roll 6-4, so I'm in the lead. And I roll 2-3, which is not great. It starts to leave gaps, but double 5s, I'm doing pretty good. 6-5, double 5s again. Okay, we get another game. Justin's making a bit of a comeback. 6-1 makes the 7. And he rolls double 2s to equalize, or at least neutralize me a bit. He has an automatic double here with the take. He took. He had a free drop there, but because he was a small favorite in the game, there was no reason to drop. And now he's rolling double 4s. He gets to make the 4 and come out. He's winning the race. I'm pretty sick, of course. Like how many rolls are we into this game? And now I'm stuck behind 3, 4, 5, 6 structure. And he's essentially escaped. I roll 4-2, just trying to build, and he just comes down to the 8. I'm praying for a 6-1. I don't roll it, so now I make another point in my board, hoping he doesn't make the bar. He doesn't. He rolls double 4s. And because he has the 9 point made, sorry, not the 9 point, the 16 point made on the other side, he can't come around. So I'm feeling okay about this. I'd like to roll a 6 and get out of there and have him have trouble clearing that point. He's deciding whether or not he should hit me on the 1, I think, or switch. And 4-1, okay. So I could just make the 8 point, but I want to make the 5 so bad, and so I do this. It's a 1% error. 6-3 makes the 3 point, and now I roll a 6. Okay, I'm feeling good. Please do not roll a 9. 6-3, 5-4 doubles. Ugh. So he gets to inch closer, and 5-4. Obviously, I'm not going to clear the 18 point because I need to create the contact, and double 4s misses, which is super annoying. But I do get to make the 5 point, and hopefully he doesn't get around next roll. He doesn't. He goes to the 1 point, which is another blot in his board. But, it seems reasonable. I probably would have made the same play. I roll a 7. I hit him, and he fans. 6-2. I don't get to make or slot I don't want to slot the 2-point here because he has really good structure and I don't have a 6 prime and I could get hit and counter primed. So I just make the 1 hoping he fans, and now I'm hoping to win a gammon here and win the whole match. I know I don't win many gammons, but it could happen. I'm crossing my fingers, double 3s. Let's just rip them off. Don't want to be safe. I want to win a G and win the whole match, double 1s. I don't want to win the whole match though and like just lose the game though, so I'm not going to be crazy. And then he enters. Damn. 3-1, roll 2-1. No, he rolls double 4s. And now I don't get a gammon, but we get another game. We get another game. And hopefully I start off as a favorite in this game. That would be really, really nice. (3-1), he makes the 5. I'm not a favorite again, so I'm not going to double because he's just going to take. And now he rolls 6-3. Stop hitting me. And I make the 4 and I anchor. And he rolls double 5s. Okay. This is not like the best roll. And 6-2, I just come into the outfield. And 6-1, he gets to make the bar. I double. And it's a take. I would have missed a cube. And 6-3, okay, we get a little awkwardness. He can't quite just come out to full safety here, even though he's supposed to come out 24-18 and play 8-5, because I could just start making priming structure in front of him. He plays 2 down instead, and then I'm praying to roll a 6-1 to hit him on the outside. But I roll a 6-5, and my first thought is like, do I run out? And I'm like, well, how do I contain this guy? And I see I can double slot by playing 13-7, 8-5, and that's like a bit much for me. So I do something different, which is a small mistake. And then he rolls 4-1, and he has to step up into the contact because if he stays back, he's going to get primed. And now I roll this stupid 5-1, and I have to hit. I have no choice. I can't let him escape. And then he rolls 5-4. And then I enter back with 5-3. And I'm supposed to leave him there, which of course I should leave him there, because he might hit me and I might enter deeper. And then I might have better defense later on, but I missee it or I just play it incorrectly. And then I just start rolling these stupid double 4s. And now my only hope is double 6, double 6. Which is never good if that's your only hope, is to roll double 6 followed by double 6. You should double slot both points. Don't need to make the point. You're not playing for contact. You're just playing for the race, and it is better for the race. 6-1 just makes the 1. The other play, 7-1, 5-4. Okay, 6-5. I get a shot. 6-4. Let's hit it. 5-4, I do hit it. Let's go. 6-4, he enters right away. That's annoying. 3-1, what is this crap? Please miss me. Please miss me. 6-4, double shot, 20 numbers hit. No. No, and now I'm just in a race, but this race I'm just losing in. My structure is bad for the race because it's all wastage. And he rolls double 3s. And I'm like, oh, I need boxes. I was so close. And he rolls 4-2. And I roll 6-1. And he rolls double 1s, which takes off 3 checkers, which I'm not happy about. And I don't cross over with 3-1. And now I'm just dead. And he rolls double 6s. And this is how the match ends. Good game, angry face, and PR drum rolls as we come to the end of the match. And we can see I played a 2.67 and Oliver played a 1.16. So fantastic PR for him. Great PR for me as well. Not good enough to win in this match though, but that is all right. It's just round one. We have 6 more rounds to go, and in the next match, I play another amazing player. But hopefully the result will be a little bit different. So if you haven't yet, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in backgammon lessons with me, Justin Nowell, please feel free to send me an email at justin@backgammonuniversity.com. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.